All right, Ben, Kickstarter time. What do we got?
Yeah, sure. So the first of these is from the guys at Tabula Games, and this is a new game set within their universe of Mysthea, and this is called Icaion. I'm sure I butchered the name, but
Icaion?
it's Icaion. Icaion. I'm going to say it like that. That sounds good.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, this is a resource management Euro-style game, which immediately sets me loving it, which is for 2 to 5 players. You're going to be playing as what are called Seekers, and they're going out into this cold, barren, lifeless land in search of these artifacts that they want to try and reclaim. However, one of the things that dwells out there in this barren land are these massive colossal creatures, and they are walking around and they carry around inside them this horrible infection that is spreading across the land. So not only have you got to try and work out ways for you to build up your own settlement, gather these resources and claim these artifacts, but you've also got to try and keep off this colossal and also the infection that spreads from it as well. So the interesting thing about this one is that there's going to be like that kind of nice trade-off between the two ways that you're going to be playing the game. So you've got that kind of semi-cooperative nature as well as the competitive one as well, which I thought was really, really good. I think a game lasts about 120 minutes, so between 90 and 120 minutes. So it's, quite a lengthy one, which is pretty good. I always like that for a big chunky Euro game. It's very cool, especially one that's got resource management involved with it. But yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see how it all comes together and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of videos and stuff on the Kickstarter page where they've talked about the mechanics in a little bit more detail. There's a very good one from the guy on YouTube called Rando Rundowns, who does a really good quick look at the game. So if you want to go and see whether or not that one works for you, that's very good as well. Including the game that they're currently kickstarting. As I mentioned, this is part of that Mysthea universe. They've also got the original game on there as well, which is, again, another one of these sort of like resource management style games. So if you like your Euro games, you've got some really cool stuff going on there, which is very cool. It's also part of a ongoing story as well. So this is the second chapter in this kind of like Mysthea, the Fall storyline. So if you're interested in that kind of like narrative aspect to it as well, that's really good. The thing that really stuck out to me when I was looking through this for the first time actually was the artwork. I think the artwork for the game looks absolutely amazing. If anyone's played there's a game called Faith by Burning Games where they have this incredibly evocative artwork that really makes you sort of like get absorbed into the world. I think Tabula Games have done something very, very similar with this one, which means that it's a very interesting and exciting game. Something happened. It was something that's very similar with the, what was it called? The Fall of Avalon as one that was done last year as well. Kind of got the same vibes from that, where the artwork is a really big draw to the project. So yeah, some very cool stuff from the guys at Tabula. Yeah.
Well, the artwork is very beautiful, and you're saying it acts like a city builder, Ben?
Well, so it's resource management. So it's all about the idea of going out there and collecting resources and creating your bases and that kind of thing, whilst also dealing with the threats from outside. So yeah, so no sort of city building aspect to it, but sort of building bases at the same time.
Ah, I see. See, I do kind of like that I can sort of build an infrastructure to actually, help me along with the rest of the game. It's something I quite enjoy in some games.
Yeah, it's got sort of like an interesting sort of RTS style feel to it. So if you like, games like StarCraft and that kind of thing, but sort of like on a broader scale, this is something that you might be interested in. So,
have they done a Let's Play at all on the Kickstarter? Because normally at the bottom they have kind of Let's Plays and stuff.
I'd
like to see it in action, basically. Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of you can download the rulebook, I think, as well, but there's a whole bunch of sort of Let's Plays and sort of game run-throughs of the mechanics and all that kind of thing. So you'll be able to try before you buy, effectively, which is good.
But I agree with you. To me, the artwork is what instantly draws you to it. I mean, that first image is really nice. It's very
the
good.
miniature sculpts are absolutely gorgeous. I love the machine, the Seeker miniature of the machine, just that little hunched over.
Yeah, I wonder how much the miniatures are used more than just are they just there on the board versus because I think you guys had this conversation before where sometimes the miniatures are almost just tokens, really.
Yeah.
But that said, they look amazing, and the artwork, exactly. The artwork is fantastic.
Fun and games.
Yeah, lovely artwork there. Gives you a good sense.
And who doesn't want
world.
red gemmed encrusted boots?
It's handy for when you're dancing with somebody.
Probably.